All right, it's 8:27. Thanks for listening to WBGL, and our dear friend, comedian Michael Jr. is on the phone. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning. Good morning.
Can't wait to see you this weekend at Willow Creek Church in the Moment Comedy Tour. So it's this Sunday night at 6 p.m. Now, Michael, we're doing a radio interview, and you have done a video bit called Live Radio Interview.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did.
In case you forgot about that, here's what it sounds like.
This is a vlog about how to do a radio interview impromptu. Because I don't have notes. I just do the interview. Yo, about to do a radio interview, right? It's live. You're going to hear it live. This is actually a radio station from my hometown. And it's called, it's Mainstream Urban. Urban.
There you go. So you go through this whole video. It's 6 minutes long, and it's you, Michael Jr., doing a live radio interview, and you didn't have notes for that one. Now, do you have notes for this one?
No, it'd be weird if I had notes. I just thought I'd make a video vlog. The DJ didn't even know we were doing the vlog, which was awesome. So maybe you don't know I'm doing it either.
That could be very well true. You can see Michael Jr. this Sunday night at 6 p.m. So, yeah, you're doing we love you on the comedy stage. We love you in lots of other venues. You've got a documentary. You've got a podcast. And so now we can watch these videos and things. And like we were saying, you have a podcast. But how is it, Michael Jr., that you comedy people have such an easy time going from the stage to the hosting radio world? But if we tried to go back your way, so there's lots of people on the radio that try to go to the comic stage and just fail. Now, why are you so much better at that than us? We're upset about this.
Well, I think what happens is when people turn on the radio, the default is that they're going to be gathering information.
Uh-huh.
And then if the person on the other end is funny, then that's a bonus. And they'll say stuff to the DJ like, wow, you're really funny. You should do comedy. And the DJ will hear that a lot. It's not that they're super funny. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that the focus wasn't on the funny. The focus was on whatever the information the radio station was given or whatever information the pastor was given, whatever information the CEO was given. And funny just happens to be a bonus. But when you get on stage in front of people and and your job is to be funny, now funny is the focus, and suddenly the barometer, the measurements change. Because now they're comparing you to every other comedian they've ever seen.
I don't want that.
As opposed to every other DJ. Yeah.
I don't want that. So what
you compare it to the DJ on the next channel versus...
Are you saying that you're going to stay in the comedy business and I should stay in the radio business?
No. I'm saying that I'm going to do comedy and then you could do whatever you want to do. I'm just
I'm going to give you the comedy thing. We're just going to stick...
Even with the comedy, comedy is just the vehicle. It's not really the destination. Meaning, what I'm really doing, even with this In the Moment tour happening at Willow Creek, I'm really just looking for opportunities to inspire people. Like that's what I'm called to do, to comedically inspire people. So that's what this whole show is about. That's what the whole tour is about. And the reason we called it In the Moment is because there's things that happen in the moment that normally I would just kind of drive by them. But instead, I'm going to be in the moment and I'm going to say and do whatever I feel like I'm prompted to do. And as a result, this tour has been like one of my favorite ever because some of the amazing stuff that takes place.
This is so cool. Yeah, In the Moment Comedy Tour this Sunday night at Willow Creek in Chicago, 6 p.m. Another kind of moniker handle type thing you've used a lot is More Than Funny, which I guess goes along the same lines. But what are you trying to communicate when you say More Than Funny?
Yeah, so More Than Funny was the name of our last tour, and basically what it is it's kind of what I spoke about. It's funny, but it's more than just funny. Mm-hmm. So, for example, In the Moment tour, we're in Nashville, and I'm doing comedy. We're having fun. It's the same stuff people have seen on the Tonight Show, Comedy Central, all of those types of shows that I've been on. Same type of comedy, but I'm also listening in between the jokes, and I'm asking the question, what can I give to this audience? And 97% of the time or so, it is comedy. But every once in a while, it's something a little more, something inspirational, something like whatever. So we're in Nashville, and I'm listening in between the gaps while people are laughing, and I feel like I'm supposed to bring this lady up on stage. But I don't even know this lady, and she don't look funny, and I work alone. Why would I bring her up on stage? So I go ahead, I do a couple more jokes, and I feel it again, like I'm supposed to bring her up on stage. And I know that upon further observation while presenting these jokes to these 2,200 people, I also notice that she's deaf.
Oh.
That she can't hear. I don't know any sign language. Only sign language I know is a thumbs up and another one before I was a Christian,
Okay.
right? So that's like I got nothing. But anyway, I looked to the signer lady. I don't know if that's what they call a signer, people who do sign language for people. Yeah. Anyway, so I turned to her and I said, "Hey, can you ask her to come up on stage, please?" And this lady comes up on stage. It's a white lady, maybe 54 years old. I can tell by her mannerisms she's really kind of shy. She doesn't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Nobody really knows what's going on. The audience is froze. Nobody's laughing. She walks up really slowly. And I said to the signer lady, I said, "Hey, can you ask her what is her biggest need?" And the whole crowd is still froze. And she goes over and she signs to her. And then she signs back and she says, "Well, she doesn't have any needs." She said she's good. She doesn't have any needs. I was like, "Nah."
Wow.
Ask her again. Now, I've never done this before. I said,
this is all on a live. I mean, this is in front of an audience. You're doing this.
This is all impromptu in front of 2,200 people, sold out audience, completely unscripted. None of this is planned.
Okay.
So I said, ask her again. And so she signs over again, and she comes back and she says, "Well, her and her husband haven't been able to go on vacation in over 13 years, not even for a weekend, and they could really use some time away."
Okay.
Now, let me back up for a second. I've already explained to my audience how comedy works, how first there's a setup and then there's a punchline. Mm-hmm. The setup is when a comedian makes you think in one direction. The punchline is when he changes that direction.
Right.
And then that's what causes laughter. But I also explained to him how life works. There's a setup and there's a punchline. Your setup is what you received. Your punchline is about what you're called to deliver. Mm-hmm. A lot of people know their setup. They're married, they went to school, they got all of these things. But very few people really understand what their punchline is, what you're called to deliver. So I say to her, she explains that her and her husband haven't been able to go on vacation. And the whole crowd is like, "Oh." Now, normally what we do is we collect some money, right?
Okay.
Pass the hat around.
Sure.
But we've all seen that punchline coming before. We've all seen that before. So, in fact, money's not really a punchline. It's just a result of you using your setup.
Sure.
So all I did was ask the next question. I said, "Well, why not?" And then she signed over and she signed back and she said, "Well, they have a special needs child." Oh. And they can't afford a nurse who is qualified enough where they feel comfortable they could actually leave for a weekend or whatnot. I was like, okay. So then, for real, I turned to my audience. I don't know these people. And I said, "Where is the special needs nurse who can deliver their punchline?" Mm. And the whole room is silent. They said nothing at first. So I said it again. I said, "Where is the special needs nurse who can deliver their punchline?" And you hear a voice come from the top balcony, and this lady says, "Here I am." And she comes walking down, and we introduce them, and they live 30 minutes from each other. And the whole room is done. Like, everybody is done. Like, nobody in that room is going to forget that moment anytime soon. But what really happened? Somebody showed up with their setup, willing to deliver a punchline, and this lady was willing to deliver it. And it was an amazing moment. But that's what happens at these comedy shows. No, it's comedy. We're laughing 97% of the time. You were laughing at the same stuff I've done on late night TV shows. But because I'm sensitive and listening in between the gaps and willing to let other stuff happen, it happens. Now, here's the thing for your listeners. No matter what you do in life, no matter what your career is, stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, there's gaps. My question is, what are you asking in between the gaps? Are you asking, what can I give? Or are you asking, what can I get? And if you don't know the answer, I think you know the answer.
Wow, the man is a minister and a comedy, and this is something that happened unstaged. I mean, this was not something that you had in your back pocket and the lady comes forward. This all happened kind of live.
There is no way. Yeah, there's no way you could. Like, in fact, I had a woman approach me about a month ago, and she said, "Oh my goodness, I was in Nashville with you when you did the thing with the." Like, she was still talking about it, and then she told her friends who were with her verbatim. Like, this stuff was completely impromptu. But this isn't, like, things like this, probably not that amazing every night, but things like this happen on the tour. But here's the thing. I'm not amazing. All I'm doing is asking a different question than what people ask most of the time. Because when I'm on stage before, I'm asking, how can I get more laughs? Okay, what joke can I do next to get more laughs? How can I get more laughs? I simply start asking, how can I give people an opportunity to laugh? Then I start asking, what can I give to people in general? So we go to homeless shelters, we go to prisons. Whenever I'm doing a big comedy show, we always look for a prison or a homeless shelter to stop at. In fact, I've been invited to Angola prison with Willow Creek.
Wow!
To go there and Bob Goff just invited me to to San Quentin. We're going to San Quentin together next. I think it's in May or something like that. So
that's awesome.
Cool. But I'm all like, how can I give? So, and we're going to laugh. Let's be clear about that. We are going to laugh. I have an opening act. It's going to be great. We're going to have a great time.
Yeah, it's this Sunday night, Willow Creek Church. It's Michael Jr. Michael, how tall are you?
I'm thinking I'm like 6'1". Never had a DJ ask that question before.
Well, you know how it works when you see somebody on stage. You think you know how tall they are, and then you see them in real life, and it's like, oh, I had you at 6'3", so I was just curious.
6'3". Yeah, I used to have hair. So I was 6'3" back in the day.
Yeah. You mentioned the signer lady. We're just going to go with the signer lady, the lady that's sign language interpreting your comedy routine. You probably can only see the back. My question was going to be, do they laugh? Do they have trouble signing because they're laughing at what you're saying, but you can't see them? You only see the back of their head.
Well, I can see them, and actually I have fun with the signer ladies, people, guys, all the time. But yeah, it is funny. Actually, those are the people who I try to get to laugh, like her and then a cameraman. If I can get the camera to shake, then I know I got the rest of the audience. And more times than not, the camera guy is shaking, which is awesome.
Well, because it makes sense, because if they're delivering what you're saying, they're translating into sign language, but they're thinking so hard, so their face doesn't reflect what your face is reflecting. Mm-hmm. That would be harder for the hard of hearing or the hearing impaired. They have to look at your face, plus they have to look at her hands. So that's extra right there, I think. Man.
It is a lot. Thanks for overthinking that, man.
You got it. I think we probably should go at this point because my head's starting to smoke.
Yeah.
Plus, with all the funny stuff, I can't wait. Really meaningful time, good for your soul. This Sunday night, Michael Jr. at Willow Creek in the Moment Comedy Tour. Very nice to talk to you, sir.